When most travelers visit Chiang Mai, their itinerary looks something like temples, markets, and elephant sanctuaries. But just outside the city, the landscape looks completely different. Within a few hours of Chiang Mai, you can find canyon geology, towering limestone mountains, and waterfalls hidden deep in the forest. So, we spent 4 days exploring the natural side of northern Thailand.
Hi everyone, it's Ermi and Sanjay from Jet Setting with Us. After we finished exploring Koh Phi Phi in southern Thailand, we flew north to Chiang Mai. However, instead of planning the typical Chiang Mai itinerary, we wanted to see what the landscapes around the region really looked like.
In other words, what we wanted was a real off-the-beaten-path experience, one that most foreign travelers will never get to experience. If you're willing to leave the city, there are some really incredible landscapes that we're going to share with you today.
Many travelers rent a motorbike to explore the area, but we decided to hire a local driver instead. Having someone who knew the roads and spoke Thai made it much easier to reach places that would have been very difficult to navigate on our own. We spent about $450 for our driver for 4 days, and it was totally worth the cost for us.
Over 4 days, we explored very different environments around northern Thailand, from the highest mountain in the country to canyon landscapes and limestone peaks.
If you enjoy travel videos that go beyond the typical tourist spots, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. It really keeps us motivated to keep creating guides like this.
In this episode, we'll show 6 incredible nature escapes you can reach from Chiang Mai. Our first stop was Doi Inthanon National Park, home to the highest mountain in Thailand. Rising 8,400 feet above sea level, Doi Inthanon has a completely different climate from the lowlands around Chiang Mai. One of the easiest places to see that is Wachirathan Waterfall.
Fed by mountain rainfall and streams flowing off the summit, this is one of the most powerful waterfalls in northern Thailand. The waterfall is right beside the road, which makes it one of the most accessible spots in the park. But the real highlight of Doi Inthanon for us was the Kew Mae Pan Trail.
So we just started the Kew Mae Pan Trail, and after a couple minutes we came across this waterfall here. It's called Luang Chiang Waterfall. I don't speak Thai, so if I'm pronouncing this wrong, forgive me. You need to have 200 baht to get your guide, and it's per group. So if you're smart, when you get to the line, especially if you're part of a small group, or maybe it's just you and one other person, maybe ask somebody else in line if they want to split a guide with you, and you can save a few dollars.
The guides don't really add any value, but they are mandatory. The trail climbs through cloud forest before emerging onto an exposed ridge. It's a landscape that feels surprisingly alpine compared to the rest of the country. It's one of the most unique landscapes in Thailand, and very different from what most people expect when they think of Thailand. If you're visiting Chiang Mai, many travelers book day trips to Doi Inthanon through tour companies. We'll link a few options in the description below.
After we finished the hike, we began descending the mountain to Mae Chaem Valley, where we'd spend the night. Compared to the forest up on Doi Inthanon, the landscape here opens up into agricultural valleys surrounded by beautiful mountains.
Instead of returning to Chiang Mai that evening, we stayed overnight in the valley at a small rural farmstay. We chose to stay overnight in Mae Chaem for 2 reasons. First, it made the logistics much easier for the next day's route toward Oblong Canyon. And second, we wanted to spend a night somewhere a little more local and off the typical tourist path. Mae Chaem is a quieter part of northern Thailand that many travelers pass through without stopping, if they even travel through at all.
One of the highlights of staying here was the breakfast the next morning. The farmstay serves a simple but delicious breakfast made with ingredients from the farm. It was a quiet and inexpensive way to have an authentic Thai village experience before we continued on our journey around northern Thailand.
From Mae Chaem, we headed to one of Thailand's most geologically unusual spots, Luang National Park. The park protects a narrow canyon carved by the Mae Chaem River over thousands of years. In some places, the gorge is only a few meters wide, with steep rock walls dropping straight down to the river. The landscape here feels completely different from the mountain forests around Doi Inthanon. The highlight of the park is the suspension bridge that crosses the canyon.
From the middle of the bridge, you can see the river cutting through the rock far below. After crossing the bridge, we followed the full trail loop through the park. The path winds through dry forest, rock outcrops, and several viewpoints overlooking the gorge. The loop takes about an hour to an hour and a half and gives you views of the canyon from several different angles.
From Luang, we were going to call it a day, but our driver recommended we go to Pha Chor, which turned out to be one of the most unique landscapes in all of Chiang Mai.
The trail begins at the top of the canyon and descends down a long staircase toward the base of the formations. As you descend, the scale of the pillars becomes much clearer. At the bottom, you can walk directly beside the cliffs and see the layered sediment that makes up the canyon walls. This landscape felt more like the American Southwest than tropical Thailand. One advantage of traveling with the local driver is that they can drop you at the top of the trail and pick you up at the lower parking lot. That way, you only have to hike downhill instead of climbing the entire staircase back up in the hot Thai heat. We'll note here that this area may be seasonally closed from March to May, so be sure to check in advance.
Our next stop was actually north of Chiang Mai in the Chiang Dao Mountains. The centerpiece of this area is Doi Luang Chiang Dao, a limestone mountain that rises sharply above the surrounding countryside. By the way, if you can't tell, I don't speak great Thai. Before heading up into the mountains, we stopped at the Chiang Dao Buddhist caves. These caves have been used as a Buddhist meditation site for centuries. Inside, you'll find a network of caverns filled with shrines, statues, and natural rock formations. Some sections are well lit and easy to explore, while deeper chambers can be visited only with a local guide and lantern. After visiting the caves, we drove up into the hills to reach the Doi Luang Chiang Dao Viewpoint. From here, you get a breathtaking view of the limestone peaks rising from the valley below. It's one of the most striking mountain landscapes anywhere near Chiang Mai.
On the way back to Chiang Mai, our driver recommended another unplanned stop to Wat Pa Dara Phirom. It's a beautiful temple complex with very detailed Buddhist sculptures and architecture. Stops like this were yet another example of why we wanted a local driver who knows the region well.
The final stop on our trip was to Mae Sa Waterfall, just outside of Chiang Mai. Unlike other waterfalls we mentioned earlier, this one's made up of multiple tiers and is accompanied by a small hiking trail. And also, unlike other waterfalls in the Chiang Mai area, you won't find group tours to this one. So if you're really looking for an uncrowded, off-the-beaten-path experience, this one is definitely one that should go on your to-do list.
The trail follows the stream uphill, passing a series of different cascades along the way. We started partway up the trail and worked our way up to Tier 6, which was the highest point we reached. Each tier has a slightly different character, with pools, small cascades, and larger drops along the route. On the way back down, we stopped at the lower tiers to see the waterfalls we hadn't passed on the way up. The lower levels are some of the most accessible and are popular places for visitors to relax near the water. After 4 days of exploring the mountains, canyons, and beautiful landscapes around Chiang Mai, Mae Sa Waterfall was the perfect final nature stop along our journey. Given its proximity to the city, we were able to fit it in on the morning of our departure back to New York.
Next, here are our pro tips and what we wished we knew before we went to Chiang Mai. Tip number 1. We really are happy that we got a local driver to take us around for our 4-day trip. Many people prefer to rent a motorbike or a scooter and do it themselves, and that's great. But we also feel like having a local driver with local knowledge and knowledge of the Thai language turned out to be really useful for us. If you're more interested in day tours, we've left a few recommendations in the description below.
Tip number 2. If you're planning to hike the Kew Mae Pan Trail in Doi Inthanon National Park, a local guide is mandatory. The fee for this guide is 200 Thai baht per group, not per person. So if you're traveling solo or as a couple, to save a little bit of money, try to find another group that may consider splitting the cost with you.
Tip number 3. If you're vegetarian like we are, it can be unusually difficult to find vegetarian cuisine in northern Thailand. Not helping the situation is that the word vegetarian still means fish sauce is okay. It's not a problem if you tell your waitstaff, as they're always willing to accommodate. But if you don't have a local Thai driver with you, be sure to be super explicit in your translation app. Obviously, the same thing is true if you have other dietary restrictions.
Tip number 4. Virtually all businesses in this region are cash only, including entry to the national parks. So before you leave the city, be sure to take enough Thai baht with you to account for food and national park entry fees.
So after 4 days touring the northern Thai countryside, here's what stood out to us the most. We see a lot of foreigners go to Chiang Mai and stay in the city and do the standard day tours, and those are great, but we saw virtually zero foreign tourists in some of the spots we highlighted during this video. We highly recommend, if you make it to Chiang Mai, take the time to go check out these other places. Literally nobody else who goes to Thailand from abroad ends up seeing these places, and they were absolutely magnificent. That being said, compared to US national parks, we actually had a greater appreciation for US national parks to see. Even though things were beautiful in Thailand, we thought they're even more grand in the US. That's okay. That's why we like traveling and like to see what the rest of the world has to offer.
If you're planning a trip to northern Thailand, hopefully this video gives you a few ideas beyond the typical Chiang Mai itinerary. And if you enjoyed this video, we'd really appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and share this video with someone planning a trip to Thailand.
And we love hearing from our viewers, so let us know in the comments. If you've been to Chiang Mai, where do you think we missed and where should we go next time we visit? And if you haven't been, what did you see in this video that maybe most excites you? We'd love to hear from you.
We look forward to seeing you on our next adventure. Bye for now!